Evening, everyone. It's a little after 7, and this is Thursday night's closing comment. It's video number 239. It was an interesting day today. We opened with the bad news about continuing claims and initial claims for unemployment, both of which were ugly. But as this market has started to rally on anything that isn't as horrendous as expected, we didn't stay down for very long. At the end of the day, we were up 377 and change for about an $830 rally. That's a pretty extreme day. As you can see on the chart here of the S&P, we had a low of 2760 and a high of 2853 and change. So just under a 100-point range in the S&P. On Sunday, in my weekly strategies letter, I said that I thought that we could probably test somewhere between 2650 and 2700. That was at this close right here. Today's low matches a bunch of other lows, and if you look to the left, you'll see the arrow. And it looks like this area may in fact hold. I'm not so sure about it, and the reason is that although volume was a little bit better today than the last couple of days, the advanced declines were not. The NASDAQ advanced declines were just 1-to-1, and the NYSE were 1.2-to-1. That does not speak particularly well, I don't think, for an 800-point range on the day. We had a couple of earnings reports. As I mentioned last night, not earnings, but Allergen, ALLO, was one of the first people to submit an abstract for the ANSCO cancer conference, and that stock last night when I brought it to you was 37, up 6, or roughly 20%. In fact, it continued up today and closed 42.12, up $11.14, or a move of almost double that, up 36%. Cisco also had earnings yesterday. It was really not doing very much in the after hours, but today it managed to finish up 4.5%, up $1.10. We had, pretty strong financials, energy, consumer discretionary, and materials as far as groups. And the weaker, or on a day like today, least strong, were consumer staples and real estate. This is almost exactly the opposite of what we've had the last couple of days, with finance and energy leading the market down. In the futures, it was kind of an interesting day. The oil had better than expected numbers. The IEA report on demand was above expectations, and that kept it up, and in fact sent the July oil, which I mentioned in this morning's video, as rolled forward and was about $1 higher than what we were looking at in the June contract, but it closed 27.88, up $2.20. The gold finally broke out and stayed above that 27.26 area and closed the day today at 1740.90, up 24.5, after trading as high as 1746. Bitcoin continues to just edge up after the misplaced gap to the downside based on the halving, which really has no real long-term effect other than to slow the production of Bitcoin. And it closed up 455 at 97.25. Now, a week ago Friday, that had closed at 10,030 and gapped back down. Today's high was actually 10,070. So we pretty much have recovered everything that we lost on Monday's gap. Not close to close, but trading range to trading range. And I think that that's pretty impressive. As far as the Dow stocks, there were 25 up and 5 down. There were none down more than a single digit, and I think that the biggest one that was down was only down by $3.20, and those are Dow points, not actual change. On the upside, we had UNH up 86 Dow points, American Express up 39, Home Depot 29, Visa 26, and JP Morgan up 24. Again, those are Dow points, not net changes. Tonight is the last night that I will do a closing comment because I don't generally do them on Friday. I was pretty impressed with the bounce off the bottom, but I'm also looking at this. I'd like to blow it up ever so slightly so that you can see that this action that we're looking at right here is actually the 5-day rolling over, as it did here, didn't quite make it, held that and moved higher, although it did not make a higher high from a couple of weeks ago. We're right back in the same position where the 5 looks like if we have a down day tomorrow, we actually could break back to the downside and test that area again. That would be that 2750, 2700. And this blue line right here is the 50-day MA, and it comes through at 2698. So that's what I think you have to be watchful of. And everybody have a good day tomorrow and a long weekend.